Kaguya Hime.
Bamboo Princess. It is said that once upon a time there lived a grandfather and grandmother who were poor but kind. They lived alone and had no children. Their daily job is to make baskets from bamboo. Because of that, almost every day Grandpa went to the forest to cut some bamboo sticks. The bamboo is then split to make baskets. One day the grandfather was going to the bamboo forest to cut bamboo. As he was picking bamboo, he suddenly saw a bamboo tree that was shining golden. The bamboo tree seemed to ask Grandpa to cut it down immediately. Grandfather also cut the bamboo tree. How shocked his heart was after cutting a bamboo, because from it came a golden light. "What is this, huh?" Grandpa asked in his heart. Then he approached the bamboo stick that gave off the golden light. It turned out that from inside the bamboo trunk there was a tiny baby girl. Grandpa happily brought the baby home. Grandpa and Grandma took care of the baby girl with great affection. They named her Kaguya. Since then, whenever Grandfather goes to the forest to cut bamboo, he always finds a bamboo tree that shines golden. After cutting it, it turns out that the bamboo stick contains gold coins. With the gold money they no longer have to work hard. They live well in raising their daughter. Kaguya grew up to be a very beautiful princess. Her hair was shining black, her skin was golden yellow, and her face seemed to emit a dazzling light. News of her beauty spread throughout the country. Every day all kinds of men come to ask for her hand. But the princess always refused. One day 5 people came who wanted to propose to the princess. The princess gave them 5 very heavy conditions. The first man in charge of finding the original bowl of the Buddha that can emit a shimmering light. The second man is in charge of finding gold and silver azalea flowers as in the legend. The third man is in charge of finding fire rats from China. The fourth man is in charge of finding the colorful dragon gems. Meanwhile, the fifth man was in charge of finding swallow seashells. But after waiting for some time, the 5 men came with all fake things. The first man carried an ordinary bowl that gave no light at all. The second man came with the azalea flower plant with gold and silver plated. The third man brought the mice whose fur was dyed red. The fourth man brought an ordinary gemstone. Meanwhile, the fifth man only brought the shells he found on the beach. In the end, none of the 5 men managed to woo the princess. They returned to their respective countries disappointed. Year after year passed. Bamboo Princess painstakingly takes care of Grandpa and Grandma. In the 5th year, Grandma died. Princess Bamboo is very sad. Since then, he often sits dumbfounded and stares at the full moon. One autumn day, with teary eyes the princess looked up at the moonlight in the sky. "My daughter, what are you thinking?" Grandpa asked worriedly. "Grandpa, I am currently sad. I actually come from the land of the moon. On the 15th of this month I will be invited to return to my country," said the princess with tears in her eyes. Hearing the princess's explanation, how sad Grandpa's heart was, especially when he was sick. He didn't want to lose his daughter. So the grandfather reported to the local ruler to send his troops to guard the princess. "I won't let them take you," Grandpa said. "That would be a waste. No one can get in the way," said Princess Kaguya. Grandfather asked the emperor for help. The emperor promised to send all his soldiers to block Kaguya Princess's departure. On the night of the next full moon, thousands of emperor soldiers stood guard around Grandpa's house. Kaguya met Grandpa who was lying in his room. "Grandpa's illness is very serious." "Now I know why you had to go," Grandpa said in a weak voice. "That's because I'm going to. Thank you for all the happiness you brought us," Grandpa said back. Then, Grandpa the bamboo woodcutter died peacefully. Kaguya burst into tears. As the night progresses, the moon reaches its peak. Then, a light appeared like a bridge connecting the moon and the earth. From that bridge, came several white figures. The guard soldiers were shocked at the sight. They were about to move, but their bodies suddenly stiffened like stone. Kaguya approached the white figures. "I'm ready," she said. One of the white figures put a white coat on her. She and the figures soared into the sky, leaving a trail of soft, white mist behind. Their group passed the peak of Mount Fujiyama and climbed to the moon. Until now, Japanese people still often see a thin fog moving past the peak of Mount Fujiyama, then towards the full moon. They believed it was the moon people who came home after giving happiness to humans on Earth. The message is, always be grateful for what you have. Believe in God and love your parents and also the people who have taken care of you.